And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the 2014 re-release of the 1955 musical classic Guys and Dolls is the best movie of 2016 so far. Excuse me, 1 second. Bloody hell, how did you...
Hello, Mr. TARDIS.
It's you're YouTuber, actor and television presenter Chris Johnson!
Yes, that's exactly who I am.
Wait a minute, did you break into my flat and... Why does it smell of calcium decay?
Mr. TARDIS, you need to start talking about Doctor Who again.
No, I gave up that lifestyle.
Shh. What happened?
It's just, I feel like the show that I want Doctor Who to be isn't the show that the creators want it to be, you know?
How so?
Well, think about it. We have a show whose main conceit is that the seemingly immortal main character can travel anywhere, any when, meet anyone both historical or fictional, with a series that is not restrained by reality, with a constantly rotating cast of companions, supporting characters, and even the main character, our protagonist, he can change personality whenever things get stale or if the showrunners want to try out something new. The show has built up a pedigree over the past 50 years that any writer, director or actor would kill to work on it, with even Peter Jackson, the man behind Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, saying that he would direct an episode for free, as long as he can keep a Dalek prop.
FedEx or UPS, have you...
I'm the Doctor.
Who?
Correct.
But for one reason or another, I've just not been feeling it over the past couple of years. We have a show that can take any type of character from any setting as a companion, but in Series 10, we're just going for another human woman from London for the 5th time since 2005. We can come up with any supporting characters, but the writers are contriving reasons to return to Vastra, Jenny, Strax, Missy, and bloody Nardole.
Seriously, a creative team who think that bringing back Nardole as a recurring character is a creative team who have no idea how to read their viewership.
There's nothing inherently wrong with looking to your past for inspiration or wanting to develop on concepts that you've had a handle in, especially when you have a show with such a vast and varied continuity like Doctor Who, but nostalgia is a double-edged sword. You can either hit nostalgic gold with bringing back a character like Sarah Jane Smith, or you can mess up the Master so badly that she is entirely unrecognisable in terms of character, attitude or relation to the Doctor.
It also implies that whenever the writers mine the past of the series or trot out these recurring characters over and over and over again, and also just refuse to mess with the established formula that was set up in 2005, that the writers think that Doctor Who's best days are behind it, and I don't think that's the case.
But I'm finding it hard to even get excited about the future of the programme because Stephen Moffat, who has endeavoured to do as best he can to effectively break the universe for the past 3 years, is still sitting on for one more awkward year. We know that Chris Chibnall, a writer who I cannot wait to see what he does with the show after he's grown as a writer through Broadchurch, he's waiting in the wings, so we have a prolonged period of transition when the series already feels like it's creatively stagnating, and it's just going to limp along for another year while Stephen Moffat dedicates more time to Sherlock, which he is clearly more creatively invested in. I am, however, looking forward to Class, which comes out next month on BBC Three, but that's mainly because it comes from an entirely new creative team, yet the BBC have done absolutely nothing to promote it outside of the already dwindling Doctor Who fansphere, which means either the BBC are trying to hide it, or it's good and the BBC have no idea what to do with it, and frankly, I don't know which outcome is worse.
But I didn't always used to think like this. I remember when the trailers came out for Series 3, 4, 5, 6 Part 1, that I would get ridiculously hyped and excited. I just don't feel that anymore. The enthusiasm's been drained out of me and it's just old and decrepit, like that Series 1 first edition box set I bought. That'll teach me to be first in line, but it makes me wonder, is the problem with me? Or is it the programme?
Well, why don't you find out? Revisit some of the older episodes of the revived series. You know, back before your enthusiasm died. If the problem really is with you, maybe it'll help you remember why you got excited in the first place.
But I've moved like 3 times since my last Doctor Who review. I don't even know where my DVDs are. My Series 1 one's destroyed.
Not to worry. Oh, sorry about that. Wonder where I left it. The torch is on. Behold! Series 5, Metallic Case, Special Edition. Oh, Series 3! Remember, Martha? Of course you do, it's your favourite. And of course, who could forget the pièce de résistance? There it is. Sherman, Callow, Barrowman in small doses. What a good year. And all of them with an entire disc of Confidential. Remember. The entire Russell T Davies era, plus a pinch of Matt, and for dessert, an adventure in space and time.
Oh, I love that. You know, it really says something about the quality of the 50th anniversary that was the best thing we got out of it.
Mind you, Night of the Doctor.
Yeah, that was pretty good, yeah.
Five-ish was fun.
Oh, that was really funny, yeah.
Bits of Day of the Doctor.
Well, I like those 20 minutes.
Oh, that's 20 minutes.
I know, it's so good. But yeah, let's marathon them right now. All of them, non-stop. Let's go, let's do it.
Come on!
You know what? I think the issue's not me. I think it's the programme. Because that was bloody brilliant.
It may seem hypocritical to say that I don't believe Doctor Who's best days are behind it, but there's a reason there are so many exasperated fans right now, and there's a reason Richard, who was part of FiveWhoFans originally, has moved on because he's not enthused by the show anymore. Because once upon a time, the show was firing on almost all cylinders. Series 1 came out and was able to appeal to older fans due to it being in the same continuity and retaining the iconography, but it was also able to reach a new audience by presenting the Doctor as a changed man. This was the same man we'd seen before, but the universe-shaking events of the Time War turned the Doctor into someone who, ironically, needed fixing himself. Also, as much as I enjoy David Tennant and Matt Smith, Christopher Eccleston's limited time as the Doctor meant that he could have a story arc with a beginning, middle, and an end, meaning he is possibly the most fleshed out and thematically interesting Doctor we have ever had. David Tennant started Series 2 as a reformed optimist, but Rose's loss took its toll, and he became more bitter and in need of a friend. As the character dragged his feet into Series 4, this character arc felt underdeveloped, but at least there was a change from series to series.
Ask yourself, put aside the fact that Peter Capaldi is a terrific actor, has his Doctor actually changed over the course of 2 years? He started the series as an angry Scottish guy, and that's not really changed in 2 years.
And yeah, while Rose was the unfortunate consequence of Russell T Davies being too in love with his characters, she was swiftly followed by Martha Jones, Donna Noble, engaging characters who evolved over the course of the series. Mickey Smith, Wilfred Mott, they're just icing on the cake here. Characters with arcs that changed over the course of many years as opposed to one-note plot devices who were given nicknames like the Girl Who Waited or the Impossible Girl in order to disguise their lack of growth. And then we have the Daleks. Russell T Davies and the creative team took a creature whose design was outdated by the 1970s and made them an entirely new threat. You get the sense that Russell loves writing for the Daleks, as opposed to Stephen, who unfortunately is obligated to include them once a year due to contractual obligations. We also have the great sci-fi concepts, like what happens when the Doctor becomes a human, a giant space library, Pompeii or the world. Would you go back and save a dead relative, spare a villain? These are concepts that are at the essence of science fiction, and for the most part they were followed through on. But I look at the recent years of the show and I see half-baked ideas, cop-outs. How do you cope with the loss of someone? Psych, they're actually alive. If you spent millions of years trapped, what would you do to those responsible? Fooled you, he learned nothing. There's a future world where they have eliminated sleep, but let's just focus on eye-goop monsters on a space station far removed from that world. What's it like to live forever? Honestly, despite me being in 3 episodes of Series 9, I really have no idea.
Now look, I don't want to make this video a Series 7, 8 and 9 Stephen Moffat bash fest, but just rewatching Series 1 to 4 and 5 and parts of 6 just made me remember why I loved Doctor Who in the first place and why it's good television, and I'm really disheartened to find that those aspects are almost completely absent in recent episodes.
I also think that this lack of enthusiasm has been exacerbated by bad timing. We're in a new golden age of television thanks to the advent of streaming services, subscription-based channels and broadcasters wanting to compete with them. Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Orange is the New Black, Dexter, Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead, Ballers, Billionaires, Westworld, House of Cards and others are of such a high quality that Doctor Who continuing to limp along with the same formula and not even expand on its premise just makes it flounder in comparison. Even when it comes to British TV, TV where the budgets are a lot lower and comparisons are fairer. We've had shows like Happy Valley, Humans, Line of Duty, Peaky Blinders, Scott and Bailey and more, who are absolutely trouncing the UK's flagship sci-fi show when a programme like Doctor Who should be standing side by side with them. Television is getting better and better all the time, yet Doctor Who seems to be becoming a victim of its own past, thanks to a creative team that seems to be stuck there. Because as much as I love episodes like Dalek, The Parting of the Ways, School Reunion, The Girl in the Fireplace, Human Nature, Utopia, Fires of Pompeii, Turn Left, The Waters of Mars, Vincent and the Doctor, The Pandorica Opens and The Girl Who Waited, I don't think Doctor Who's best days are behind it. Honestly, I think it has the potential to become even better. I'm just sick of waiting for that to happen, as well as being sick of the fact that the Doctor Who creative team themselves don't seem to agree with me.
So that's why you've been quiet on the whole Doctor Who front recently.
Exactly. That and working 12 to 15 hours a day in the television industry and also moving 3 times in the past 2 years really does not help the matters at all.
But I need you to come back to join my revolution.
What?
Well, I mean, with the FiveWhoFans having fallen apart, you know, Crystal, Livy, Phoenix all mysteriously disappearing. And as for Billy, he's given up. He started a group called the 5 Pug Fans or something.
And subscribed.
Are you even listening to me?
Well, I don't really care about the FiveWhoFans anymore, Chris. I mean, their continuity got really hard to follow and their sketches and shades are trashy.
Mr. TARDIS, listen closely. Whodom needs you. Put aside this Trilbee reviews nonsense. Cast away the Trilbee. And put on this Trilbee.
Isn't that the same box where the DVDs came from?
It's bigger on the inside.
Oh, cool. Ah. I'm keeping that box.
Fine, you can keep the box. Just listen to me. If Doctor Who is ever going to get back to its former glory, I need you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Huzzah! We should celebrate! Victory should be naked.
What?
I thought I destroyed you.
Well, I'm back now, and I've had it up to here with you, the way you're ruining the show. Wanted to come back for years, and now's my chance. Everybody knows I was better.